Scientists may finally have an answer to what caused the Little Ice Age of the 17th century. A new study claims that roughly 50% of a global cooling effect during that era was caused by the loss of 90% of 60 million indigenous lives during European colonization of the Americas.
Most sources point towards a number of 6 million people, like indigenous people living in the Americas. So from 60.5 to 6 million people, that's how we then arrived at the 90% depopulation.
According to the study, Christopher Columbus kicked off European colonization when he landed in 1492. 55 million indigenous people across the Americas died over the next century through events like genocide and disease. That removed millions of carbon producers from the equation and left an estimated 56 million hectares of land vacant.
This population practiced a substantial amount of agriculture. That obviously then had an impact on land management. So there was not enough workforce available to actually manage these fields anymore, which means forest returns or natural vegetation returns.
Nature then reclaimed that land, and the massive jump in plant life and photosynthesis absorbed 7.4 petagrams, or 7 billion metric tons of carbon from the atmosphere and converted that to oxygen and sugar. Those factors resulted in a cooling of the atmosphere. Winters in the Little Ice Age averaged 2 degrees colder than the modern era.
We can't really even talk about apologies or moving forward until we see that full accountability, and boy, someone's got to account for this.
Dr. Pamela Palmater is a well-known activist and faculty member at Toronto's Ryerson University. She told Global News that population figures supported by science have a high value, and Canada's Truth and Reconciliation Commission should take note.
This report substantiates what, the chair of the TRC said, that it wasn't just cultural genocide that Canada committed here. It was also physical and biological. This kind of, scientific hard data shows just how extensive the genocide was, and that means something different for Truth and Reconciliation. There's never been a real accountability for what happened. We just say, we had these good policies and oops, they went wrong. Instead of actually saying, this many people died, this is what we did, these are the people that we sterilized, these are the people that we scalped, these are the people that we murdered, and here's the impact to the earth, to the people, and to us. What does it mean for us as a society?
Quel beau temps de l'année. Takemi Joviaso Fitikisi Malangalok Mimat, Ilun Nasi, Tamakoninga, Joviaso Gusikito Chutsinik, Atohatania Kosi, Bimarealumning, Ohumaitunik, Atohatakalwak Suta, Joviasunimi Atoya Hamigata, Jovias Rahdigitiana Kogun. And what a year 2023 has been. We have stood in solidarity, facing the rising consequences of climate change. We have grappled with the effects of global conflict and the pressures of living in modern times. Yet, we have also witnessed important strides in reconciliation, celebrated new chapters in history, and took steps towards making the internet a safer place for women and girls. J'ai eu le privilège de rencontrer des Canadiennes et Canadiens, de visiter des communautés, d'honorer des personnes qui transforment les défis en opportunités. People are adapting to changes with creativity, resilience, and above all, kindness. Their stories are poignant examples of the Canadian spirit and show us that we can each embody the Inuktitut word, Ayuinata, which means never give up against all odds. Let us commit ourselves to action and to kindness, no matter how daunting the situation may be. Nous avons tous le pouvoir de contribuer au bien-être de notre pays. In this way, kindness, far from being an accidental act, emerges as a powerful and purposeful choice in the face of adversity. As we look to 2024, let us rekindle our connections to one another and face challenges, change, and progress with a renewed sense of unity. Happy New Year, Canada. Bon année, Canada. Hoveasu tsiania kosi, kanata mi ngohadeka.